Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts, Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy!
Hey, welcome back to the Ages of Rock podcast. It's episode number 304. We were supposed to have a guest tonight, but they're having some issues, probably, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so we are going to throw together a Rock Paris episode with some album acquisitions, just some chatting about some stuff going on, and we're going to finish up with a little bit of top 10 Kiss songs that have not been played on the End of the Road tour, which you guys know started back up in South America. They've done a couple of things. Dennis has got something going on. He broke his left wrist, which parts of him are really happy because he still has his right hand, but we're not getting into that.
No, actually, you're wrong on that. So, okay, I got
parts of you aren't happy to have either hand.
I got a new girlfriend now. She's got a sister. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
You wish. Anyway,
Rosy palm and many fingers.
No, so I just real quick.
Rosy palm.
This weekend. We went to our friend's house. The guy was on a golf trip. We went over to his wife's house. We cooked some steaks.
Wait, whoa.
What?
The guy was on a golf trip.
Yes.
And you went to his wife's house.
Me and my wife went to his wife's
house.
Okay.
That's
and we cooked
not
dinner.
What you said.
It was about to get real juicy.
No, we were actually supposed to have another. There was another person that was going to be there, and then they couldn't show up. But I'd grilled some steaks, and then we had a couple glasses of wine,
Bottles.
had some salad. No, just actually was real mellow. And then we always have these microphones that have the speakers on them, and we always do like karaoke. We have fun doing that at night. So we did that.
Up to your neck and
no, so we were doing our karaoke, and then we were doing it off of YouTube on their TV there in the wine room, and ended up in Thriller came on. So of course, I'm doing the Thriller move, and we're doing this and doing this and then doing that. And then I done a spin.
So for all of you people who are listening to the audio, you're fortunate because you're missing this terrible chair dance, Dennis.
I know. So anyway, and then I ended up trying to do the Michael Jackson spin. And when I did, they have a wooden floor in that room, and my tennis shoes, just basically like I had Gorilla Glue on my shoes. My body spun, my feet never moved, and then once my body twisted a certain way, a certain far it could go, I hit the floor. When I did, I landed on my wrist in a weird position, and I fractured my bone there.
So he went from Michael Jackson to drowning pool.
Yeah, I hit the floor. My body hit the floor. It hit hard too. I was like, I knew it was in trouble. So yeah, it's extremely painful and it hurts, but it did not detach the bone. Thank goodness. It cracked it in a weird spot in the wrist area, in the joint. And they said if it would have detached, I would have had surgery today. Actually, would have been having put screws in and all kinds of shit.
Displaced.
But it did not displace. It's
still
stuck. It broke from the top, and where it goes to the bottom, it went almost all the way through. Kind of sideways along that big bone. So anyway,
you said big
6 weeks. I'm going to be doing this, so I'm off work for 6 weeks now. So
really, you have to be off work that whole time?
Yeah, it's personal injury, and I can't go back till I'm 100%. So yep, 6 weeks.
Wow, I feel personally injured. Wonder if I can see if I can get that to work at work. I'll have to try that. I'll have to call tomorrow and go, I feel personally injured.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what. So that's where I'm at now. So you'll see.
All right,
me
let's
with
do some
cast
album acquisitions.
Sure, let's do that.
I'm kind of in a. I'll do mine first because I haven't.
Sure.
You have at least rock people to talk about. I don't have any rock stuff at the moment. I looked at some stuff. I went to a new record store in Bloomington on not. I just went. We were in Bloomington on Saturday, so it was record store day. I just went because I've never been to that record store before, so I picked up a couple things. But so I like Blackberry Smoke. I almost said
Right.
blueberry. Blackberry Smoke. So this is their latest record. I picked it up there.
Oh, cool.
I wonder if anybody ever tried to smoke blueberries.
Oh,
Probably hard to keep lit.
I guarantee.
Probably. And they're kind of small.
You know, all about
I do like Vince Gill. So this is a Vince Gill record. This is a Vince Gill record. It's When I Call Your Name, one that I'm trying to get into the collection. Realized I think when I got home, I think I have another copy of this, but then I looked and I really don't. So I'm okay because. And then I've got the last of the Chris Stapleton collection for me. That's all of them.
Good.
I'm going to go see him this summer. I don't care if I have to go by myself.
Right on.
I keep waiting and nobody wants to go and I don't care. So
I've seen him open for Guns N' Roses. It was a really good show. Didn't know anything about him. I'd like to see him.
So that may be what happens to me.
That's a little bit of a mismatch there.
It was in Nashville, wasn't it?
For me? Yeah, it was in Nashville. So that's what it was kind of. And he even said, he goes, if you'd have told me when I was younger, because I mean, Chris Stapleton's not an older guy. You know, he's a kind of a younger, he looks older because of his beard, but he's a younger guy. He said, I was a fan of Guns N' Roses when I was, growing up. And he said, if you told me I was going to be open for Guns N' Roses in Nashville, I'd have told you nuts, and here he is opening up. But no, his music worked good. I liked it. It was good.
That's all I got.
So Record Store Day was this weekend, and I'm like, as is Bill, I did not go myself. There wasn't really anything that hit my fancy this time around. The only thing that I have seen recently that came out new, and I have not got it, but I did listen to it on Spotify, was that new Aerosmith release that was from 1970. Is it 4 or 1? The beginning of the road. It was something that Joe Perry recorded. They were in a rehearsal hall, and he recorded on his own personal recorder, and they've kind of fixed it a little bit. It's raw. It's very raw. It's just them, but there's a really early version of Dream On in there, and it's really, really good. I mean, they do Train Keeps Rolling, some blues type stuff. So it's not a lot of their popular hits because it's so beginning in their career, but the early version of Dream On is fan-fucking-tastic. So if you get a chance to listen to that, or I want to try to buy it at some point because it's a cool album. I think it's The Beginning of the Road or something like that. That's what it's called. It's just a very like a plain brown cover with their thing on it. But I did buy. I finally picked up the Rush 40th anniversary of Moving Pictures, the 5-album set, 180 gram, and it is. The main album is direct to metal half-speed mastering vinyl for the first time. Got a 24-page booklet, and then there's 19 unreleased live performances from 1981 during that tour. So it's basically 5. I'm sorry, I take that back. It's six albums. No, I take that back. It's 4 albums. You get the original recording.
Do you not have enough fingers to count?
No, it is. It's side. There's side 1 and 2. And so there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and there's four albums of live, and
so 8 sides.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
But anyway, a lot of material there, and it was right at 105 with ship. It was through Amazon, so with tax and everything, it was $105. And there is a smaller version, which Bill and I were talking about earlier. That's the regular album at the 180 gram also, but it has a 2-record live. It doesn't have all those songs on there. But this is a complete concert, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, that was recorded in Ontario in '81. So, but it's kind of a soundboard recording. And
well, before we went on here, Alan and I were talking about it, and we both thought that was probably 2 or 4 records.
Too many. Another music related thing, which I didn't break a bone on. My wife and I, we were on vacation last week. And so on top of the 6 weeks, I'm going to be off for work. I had just come off of a week and a half of vacation. We went to St. Louis to the Fabulous Fox Theater, and we saw the National Roadshow of Hamilton. I went into it not knowing anything. Basically, I knew that there was some rap involved, but as far as seeing, my wife's seen it on Disney Plus, watched the whole, the whole production. My son knew all about it. My wife wanted to see it really bad. So I told her we'd get tickets. We went there. We were in the mezzanine. So it's the first first balconies before the balcony. So this is like a 5-row mezzanine. Great seats. If you're ever going to get them, they're worth getting. Myself, I'm not a rap person, but I understood why, it was neat to kind of see it. The show itself was an extremely visual show. It's a one room type situation with a floor that has 3 different rings that go around, and there's constant movement of people, chairs, desks. They're constantly moving around. So watching that was just entertaining enough on top of it. The second half, after the 15-minute intermission, the songs are more Broadway type songs, not as rap as the first part. But no, it was a really well done show, and I'm really glad that I went to see it. I watch it again I actually want to watch it. Kelly said to watch it on Disney Plus, because some of the rap at the very beginning, even though we had great seats and the sound system was pretty decent, it's kind of muffled. And when you're trying to hear these people, you could hear them rapping, but I couldn't understand. I couldn't keep up a lot of times, and I was losing out what they were saying. So I do want to sit and watch it on Disney Plus at one point, because she said you could actually hear these people, what they're actually saying. But like I said, I went into it with a very open mind, and actually came out with, I was glad that we went, and glad that we spent the money and went to see it. Fabulous Fox is a great theater to see anything in if you're ever going to be in that area. And then we saw a matinee, and then we drove up to the Hill, which is the Italian portion of St. Louis. Excuse me, went to a place called Mama's. It was just this little house on the corner. Went in there, had a great meal, and then drove home from that point. And so we did one day in St. Louis, but it was interesting, kind of something different for me. But anyway, that's my musical thing for the week.
Very cool.
Nice.
Let's jump into these 10 songs.
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, ultimateclassicrock.com made a post, and it was titled "Top 10 Songs Kiss Haven't Played on the End of the Road Tour Yet." Okay. I think that by looking at the list, we're all convinced that nor will they at all.
Ever.
And it's
Never,
a shame,
ever,
because some of these should be played.
Some of these should be played. But interestingly enough, too, they started back on tour in South America. They've been off the road for a year and a half because of COVID, somewhere in that ballpark.
Somewhere like.
Well, they've done a few, I think, maybe 25 shows in amongst that whole time.
Yeah,
they come and started a tour and then ended up having to cancel.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
because of the Omicron or something.
Yeah,
right.
So they've taken every opportunity to not change the set list yet again. So we're going to chat about the top 10 songs. This is numbered 1 to 10, but I think number 1 is the number 1 song. So we're going to start with number 10.
We're going to go backward. All right.
Dang it, I got to scroll.
I got to scroll.
You got to scroll, bro.
I got to see where I got to stop scrolling, because it goes into another.
So what we're going to do is just, should this song be in your opinion, should this song be in the End of the Road Tour set list? Right. Not what song should we take out, because we could be here for 3 or 4 or 5 hours. And
yeah, I can tell you a bunch.
It's a Monday night. And
well, we already know everybody and their brother wants to say yeah out of the set list.
Everybody but Paul.
Except for Paul.
Everybody.
So if we had to replace say yeah, which song would we put in of this bunch?
Any of these 10.
All 10 of them.
All 10 of them. Every night, every 10th night, they gets rolled back through the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So there you go. Number 10, Forever.
Personally, I'm not a fan of this song, but I have seen them perform it live when they did the Revenge tour. And of course, they did it on the Unplugged as well. But as much as I don't care for this song, it would be a breath of fresh air.
Right.
And I would not complain if they replaced Do You Love Me with it. I'm kidding.
Bill, people watching need to see this. Bill just got lit up. His eyes got real big.
For those of you that didn't get the visual, I threw my headset on the desk. And
But I would say of these 10 songs, this is the one that I would be least likely to put back in if I had to put any of these in.
yeah, I would agree. Well, I don't think it's my least likely. I like Forever. I think it's a great song. I think it was finally a good ballad after they hadn't had one for a while. So yeah, I'd like to see this back. I'd like to see this.
They had ballads, they just weren't good.
I said they hadn't had a good one for a while. That was what I said.
Oh, I never heard the word good in that entire sentence.
Yeah, I would actually, I would trade this out for Beth even. I mean, I know people want to hear Beth because of the blah, 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 whatever. But
speaking of Beth, I watched that show from Buenos Aires, and during Beth, Eric comes out and air quote plays the piano.
Plays air piano.
Well, while he's playing the piano, there's drums going on in the background. I'm like, who the fuck's playing the Eric's drums?
Those are air drums.
He's good. He's
real good.
All right. My thought on this, I would rather hear Forever than Say Yeah or half the songs in the set now. I think it would be a great song. They won't do it for the reason of it's a Bruce Kulick song. They're not going to play a Bruce Kulick song.
You're wrong. Song. You're wrong.
Oh, did they?
They've got Tears Are Falling in the set list.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay. Well,
I don't think it's a Bruce thing.
I just don't. And the thing is, I'm going to bring this one time up, but I just don't think Paul.
That's a lie, and you know it.
I just don't think Paul can sing it. That's a pretty.
There's no way that's the only time you're going to bring that up.
Well,
no way.
I'm going to bring it one time, but this is, it's a vocally challenging song for Paul because Paul was at his heyday when this song came out.
Yep.
And it was at the top of his game, and he's saying it like it was like he really wanted, you know what I'm saying? He did his best job on it. Yeah. And to redo this now, it would be really hard. I would love to hear it though, to be honest. I think it's one of their better ballads, and I think it would fit in the show really good. And Tommy could play that solo. It's not a massive solo. But no, it would be, but yeah, Say Yeah. God damn, they could put patty cake in there and I would fucking say, okay. To be honest, that's how much I hate that song. So yeah, it could always fill that song. Is it possible? No, I don't. It's just not possible now. It really isn't.
Okay. So number 9, I Still Love You.
I'm going to go with what Dennis said about number 10. And pretty much just parrot exactly what he said, because honestly, I Still Love You is a great song. It's on the Animalized Live Uncensored. Sure. It's a fantastic version he did. The unplugged version was Paul at his peak.
Absolutely.
And this is the song that for the vocal acrobatics that Paul is known for, this is the one he always pushes himself too hard on, I think. God
damn it.
Oop, I said hard on.
I'm trying to get this fucking thing.
Yeah, for me, this is one of my favorite Kiss songs. I love this song. I would not, honest to God, want to hear it now. It would be painful. And I hate to say it, but it's true. It would be painful to hear.
Yeah. So I'm like you as much. This is probably and we had this decision or discussion here a couple weeks ago. This is my favorite song. There again, it's in the area of when Paul was at his fucking peak. The dude could not be beat. And yeah, it would be a painful night to hear this. But do I love the song? Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
And before anybody sends us any hate mail on what we're saying, all three of us are going to go see Kiss at Louder Than Life in September. So
right. Yeah, we'll see him.
Yeah, so it isn't that we don't like Kiss, just realizing that is
what can be done now.
We forgot to talk about Bon Jovi.
We did, and we will talk about that when this whole thing's over. So stay tuned. Don't
I
turn
knew
the
where
dial.
you were going with that.
Oh yeah,
I went.
The win for the internet was the other day was the meme of Vince Neil going, listening to Bon Jovi going, damn. Listen to that.
Yeah.
Listening to Bon Jovi. Yeah, there you go. So okay.
All
Love to hear it, but it ain't gonna happen.
Another track that we could get. Can you imagine this, right? Another track off of Sonic Boom.
You had it right the first time.
Which would be Modern Day Delilah.
if you're gonna go that route, call it colonic boom.
Colonic.
Yeah, either one. Just take your pick.
Now,
It's almost like Destroyer, though.
I'm going to tell you though. I'm going to tell you, I like Modern Day Delilah.
Yeah.
I
I
do
don't
like
mind
this song. There's a couple songs. I mean, there's a couple songs off Monster that I like too. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Right.
And by
But-
couple there, I think you actually mean two.
If I'd have said one or more than two, I'd have said a few.
I'm just I don't mind Modern Day Delilah. Actually, when the first time I heard it, I was like, this is horrible. I mean, I didn't care for it much,
Right.
but it has grown on me over time.
So do War.
This is another song, but this is another song that when Paul sings it, his voice just goes into the shitter, and it's because he's just trying too hard. And but I wouldn't mind. I would rather hear this than say, yeah, for sure.
That's exactly what my thing was going to be.
Trade those out.
Yeah,
no
trade
problem.
those out. I wouldn't, because you know what, he doesn't sound good on the other one either. So it is what it is. But yeah, at least we get something different. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I would definitely change it out for that. So all right.
The seventh song is number 7 is Coming Home.
Needs to stay in the
it needs to stay unplugged.
Yes, it does. I honestly agree.
I think that's a trifecta agreement right there.
Well,
that's a great song that unplugged.
when they did that MTV recording,
Right.
I mean, yeah, we heard them do that in Nashville. You heard them do that in
Indianapolis.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But when they come out and just crushed it on the MTV Unplugged,
Right.
that can never be an electric song again.
No, it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. I think
And actually,
did
I
they
Still
do
Love
that
You
on
really-
the symphony?
I don't think
I will be
so.
honest. I think I've listened to the symphony like 3 times since it come out.
I've listened to it a couple times.
I don't
I mean,
even know that.
I don't
that.
think it was on there. I'd have to
Right.
go back and look, but I don't think it was.
That's effort.
Yeah.
Right.
Number 6, Hotter Than Hell.
I would say this would be cool, but they would have to do it a live one style,
Right.
and they would have to mix it up with number 5.
Yeah. I agree.
Look at Alan just jumping in and fucking Bill's.
Yeah, you did. I'm like, God damn it, I gotta go look at what number 5 was. Well, since you said it that way, if I got to pick one off this list, I'm picking number 5.
Firehouse.
Not number
Well, you know, that is something I have never liked hearing one of those without hearing those together.
Sure.
You know, and of course, that's kind of like when you listen to Led Zeppelin and Heartbreaker comes on, you know, Livin' Lovin' Made is coming next.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
when you listen to Lovin' Touchin' Squeezin' by Journey, you know, City of the Angels is coming next. If they're
Right.
not together, it just doesn't feel right.
Feels
Even
got
though,
a weird
even though
vibe.
that's on the live album and they're on 2 different studio albums, I still feel that way.
Right.
I
agree.
said what I said.
Damn it.
No, I agree.
So
both
Hotter
of
Than
them.
Hell for me would be a leave it off. I'm okay with it not
Yeah.
being on there.
I would be too. Same
Me
way with
too.
Firehouse. I've heard that song enough. I'm. There's other songs I'd rather hear, to be honest.
I would put Firehouse in the set list.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Firehouse is not bad.
I don't
I would prefer Firehouse than Hotter Than Hell. Yes, I would.
Then
I would
Gene
say
could
that.
spit fire in the correct song rather than in I Love It Loud.
right, which you could take out of the set list.
Which I would be. Please, I agree.
But we're not talking
100%.
about that.
100%.
Well, that's what we should have done.
Well,
was
we could.
which
could
well,
be
songs
since this
would
is
each
a-
of us take out and put with these in its place?
Since this was a throw it together now
Yeah.
episode,
Too late for that.
Right.
too late for that. All right, so Firehouse we decided we're keeping in the list,
Right.
more or less, I think. What about She?
With a caveat, I would like to see Gene and Eric sing this song together.
Interesting.
But actually, Eric and Paul vocalize together really well. Even
do,
with
yeah.
even with Paul's vocal issues, Eric can. I don't want to say fix what's going on, but
Right.
Carry it.
Eric makes it work.
Mhm.
Right.
I would agree.
I didn't want to say carry it, but yeah, carry it.
Well, she is
That's
one
funny.
of my favorite live songs, especially from a live one. I think it does well. It always stands the test of time. It gives them a little bit of jam room to kind of, it's an extension.
Oh, something else that they need to do when they do She is bring back the flute from the Wicked Lester days.
Nah, they can leave that.
Yeah, no.
But no, I do think She would be a great add-on to the thing. I always like that song.
I'd agree. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
They can rotate some of the stuff in and out.
And Gene's voice has been so good lately that he would just be fucking fantastic on this too. I really think. Anyway.
All right, number 3. I Want You from Rock and Roll.
Okay. Now, if you read the paragraph that they wrote about this song, it's pretty much what I was getting ready to say. I just have to
basically I feel the same way, but
yeah.
Would I like to hear it? Yeah, but
well, you would like to hear it in the voice of it, not from 1977.
77 Paul Stanley, not
from, or even the 1990s Paul Stanley,
yes.
not the.
Yeah, up until when he started getting in trouble. Yeah, I Want You would be. It's one of my favorite live songs again from the 77 era. But yeah,
I do like the quote in here from when they asked Paul Stanley in a Rolling Stone interview. He says, I've been doing a lot recently to make sure my voice is in great form. But if you want to hear me sound like I did on Kiss Alive, then put on Kiss Alive.
Exactly.
It's funny. I've heard Paul say that about I Still Love You.
Yeah.
I've heard him say that about Heaven's on Fire, the beginning of Heaven's on Fire.
If you want to hear that, put on Animalize Uncensored.
you need to play Animalize. I've heard him say that about a couple, but it's just an age thing. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Tom Jones, I saw, was going to be. Sorry,
I saw that.
He's going on.
Going to be.
Again,
he probably didn't sound like he did about 50 years ago either.
No, he wasn't doing the He wasn't doing the vocal gymnastics that Paul Stanley was doing.
The only gymnastics he was doing was catching all them panties flying up on the stage.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll bet you $50 he does at that show too.
I guarantee it. Except for
it's going to be bigger.
The big grandma panties. Used panties. Ones you can really throw.
God. Number 2 on the list. I think this might be off of one of Alan's favorite Kiss records.
It is Alan's
Watching
favorite
You.
Kiss record.
Oh,
I thought it was.
Fucking please put that back in. It's a great Gene song.
Put that one in and take out I Love It Loud.
Oh my God, please. That would be
awesome.
I
will say this, as Calling Dr. Love is my all-time favorite Kiss song.
Right.
But they could take that song out and put Watching You in, and I'd be happy about it.
Man, him at Winterland.
It's a good Gene song.
It's
just a really good,
great. The bass line's fucking awesome in it. His singing's great in it. I just like they're singing together. I mean, it's just, oh my God, great drumming. Yeah, it's a fantastic.
No,
song.
it's not great drumming. Stop lying.
Oh, all right. Number 1 song. Number 1 would end up being number 1 in this list is I Stole Your Love.
If they started the show like this, I'd just piss my panties.
I would too.
My banana hammock would get moist.
Oh, I love that song.
Everybody just turned their little device off.
How do you lose all of your listeners in one episode?
Bill, it was nice having you as a listener. Brian, David, we appreciate it.
Anybody else that might this is the first episode they've ever listened to, right? So
no, I love that song.
Like,
but there again, I don't want to, it would be, the music would be fucking awesome, but the vocals, the speed would be,
I don't know, because
this one isn't as vocally gymnastic.
There's not a lot of gymnastics.
Now that I'm
it's
thinking
pretty
about
much
it,
just talking.
Yeah, now I'm kind of getting it. I'm letting it go through my mind a little bit. Yeah, he could probably.
Actually, he was in a little bit of a lower register in this song, if I'm not mistaken. That was way too technical for anything I've ever said before in my life. So
you haven't gotten over the moist banana hammock.
I haven't. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that out of my head.
No, no, I think you're right. I think he might be able to pull that off. It'd be interesting. But yeah, I'd love to hear it. Love to hear him try. I mean, hell, a failed, I Stole Your Love is better than a fucking
Modern day. I mean, say yeah.
Any day.
Okay, so out of the 10 songs, if you can only add one, what song are you adding in?
Oh, geez. I say Watching You. That would be mine. Because it could be easily done and sound great.
I'm going to stick with I Stole Your Love.
I'm going to stick with I Stole Your Love.
Okay. We could do that.
So those of you who are listening, out of those 10 songs, what are your thoughts? Email contact@agesofrock.com or put it on our Facebook. Don't bother with our Twitter because Bill never posts anything on our Twitter.
So are you going to now that Elon
I'm going to now.
Elon took over
today. I'm going to be all up into Twitter. Let's don't talk about that. No politics here.
So are we gonna bring up Mr.
All right, so we'll finish
Bon
the
Jovi?
show. Yeah. So I went to see Bon Jovi last Monday night, Tuesday night. I don't know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See?
Yeah.
Oh my! I thought we were just gonna razz on him for
no. We're gonna razz.
Oh my God! I want to hear this.
So we did go.
I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah. We were offered some tickets, so we went. So the show cost $20 because I had to pay to park. Otherwise, that's it.
How much do earplugs cost?
Actually, I shoved 2 beer cans, one in each ear. I don't even drink beer.
That's $17 a piece.
Yeah, that's $40. He cannot carry. He cannot. It is.
This wasn't a one-off.
It was not a one-off.
No, Laura and I saw
it's lower registered, but it's just not even. It's just not good.
Yeah, they're down tuned like a whole step.
Yeah, and when you have, so Lisa went, and then another couple went with us, some friends of ours, and when Lisa and Missy both turn to look at me and go, that pained look on their face when you start singing, I'm like, this is going to be great.
Not to interrupt you, but I do know that sometimes you do hear these internet videos, and sometimes for wherever position they're in when they record these, sometimes they do come out a little bit worse than what it sounds like there. But you're saying while you're there,
you could have went. What? It would have sounded the best in the bathroom in the stall with the door shut, flushing the commode.
while you're in a minute. Well, you're after you eat Taco Bell.
Well, I want to bring something up.
Okay.
There is I'm going to use the term professional musician, but I have a friend that's a professional musician, and he talked to the one video, "You Give Love a Bad Name," I think is the one that everybody was making a big deal about.
Right.
But he brought up, it sounds like he has completely forgotten how to sing. He may be suffering. I think the guy called it dysphoria, or you can't hear yourself sing anymore or whatever. Right. I don't know anything about that, but I wonder if that has something to do with it, or maybe if it's just the fact that I'm John Bon Jovi, I'm going to do what the fuck I want.
Well, and even Michael Sweet made a comment here the other day on one of those videos, and it was a little long, or he just actually posted something about there, said, hey, give them a break. There's issues that, sometimes you can't, and that's what I'm saying. You can't.
It's true. I honest to God, do not believe he went out there and tried to blow the show. I think he did it to the best of his current abilities. Right. The problem with it is his current abilities are so far off of where he was. It's very cringeworthy. I mean,
where did you go see him at? Where was it at Indy or
Gamebridge? Yeah. 13,100 some odd people there. So it was, that's pretty close to selling out. And the place was, everybody was on their feet. Everybody was rocking. It was, I went to that show.
Nostalgia sells.
I went to the show because the last time I saw Bon Jovi was in Evansville, Indiana on the 38 special Strength in Numbers tour. The last show they ever opened was in that arena. And the next week they started headlining on the Slippery When Wet tour, and away they went and never looked back. And so I just wanted to say I got to see him again. The problem with it is the song, they did 22 songs, and I knew like 10, like 11.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But there was a whole bunch of stuff that I never heard. Nothing off the first album, nothing off the second album. Nothing.
Wow. Not Runaway?
Nothing.
Nope.
Wow.
He didn't do anything off the first or second album when we saw him back in 20.
And I was like, and he did a bunch of stuff that I, so anyway, but so I posted on our Facebook page and on I guess maybe my Facebook page. I don't think I posted on the Ages of Rock Facebook page about, so our buddy Chris Sinzak had posted an article that he wrote about people supporting younger artists and going to see these guys filling arenas that are singing very poorly and that kind of stuff. And, I agree with Chris from that level. And then I went to the show. So I kind of felt a little hypocritical, but I went to the show just to see, why are people filling the arena? And they're really filling the arena to get back that feeling they had when they saw them back in the 80s, would have seen him back in the 80s or whatever. And really
the feeling they had before they made them babies in the back seat of the car.
Exactly. And, he was selling posters that he signed for $100. I saw them rolling around. He was selling t-shirts for $50 that everybody, his brother had on, and let those guys make the money they want to make. You just have to know going in.
Did you hear anybody else complaining about them?
Yeah.
Because I'm saying, so if somebody gets there and they're, like I said, caught up in all the nostalgia of this, do they get to the point where their brain inserts a better vocal than what they're hearing? Or are they actually hearing it and they're just like
too loud in there to be able to do that?
You couldn't do no. And even the people that, we knew some people that were down on the floor.
Okay.
And they said that it was just bad. His voice was just bad. And it's
sad for him. It is sad
actually our friend said it's a damn good thing he's he's pretty damn cute, because otherwise I'd have left or we'd have been gone or whatever.
Well, and you only paid $20. Just think about the people that
they paid a lot more. They sat on the floor.
I got
we didn't sit on the floor. We had,
but I'm saying,
we had really good seats, but
you had good seats for $20, but there's other people that spent a shit ton of money to hear a really bad show,
Actually the people that paid for the upgraded seats there, the upgraded seats that you took your chair with you when you left, that was a package deal, VIP thing you had, $3,000.
Oh my God.
First couple of rows, and you take your seat with you. He signed them all, and they were folding chairs. they weren't like anything extra super special.
That's crazy. Damn. We got what's that, Steve the Jerk. I don't need nothing but this chair.
Yeah. But Bon Jovi signed it anyway.
But anyway, that was my experience. I will not go again. If I would have missed it, I'd have been okay with it. It wasn't like that big of a deal, but
I'm glad we talked about that, because I didn't even, for some reason, I missed that you went. I don't know how I missed it.
Well, I didn't say much about it.
We cut you out of the conversation, Dennis.
I didn't say much about it because I had posted that thing on my Facebook page, and I'm like, I'm going to look pretty hypocritical, but honest to God, I went because there was, I had an opportunity, and it was,
like you said, you saw him at the beginning and you saw him at the end.
Yeah, and it's the end was
like the end's not as pretty as the beginning.
It was not very pretty.
Wow, that's sad.
But anyway,
he's still going to fill. He'll still fill stadiums until he's done, and then he'll
and
run off and laugh about
take
all
the money
and
run while you can. The band was great, so they all sounded great.
Good.
Yeah, Phil X, dude,
that dude's phenomenal.
That dude was shredding, man. It was good. I've spent a lot of time watching him. What
else are you gonna listen to? You're gonna look at fucking listen.
And Tiki Torres, and you get to see, it's kind of cool to see the guy that you remember listening to back in the day.
All right, that's cool.
So, David.
Alrighty, interesting. Cool.
Whatever. So there you go. All right. Alan,
the good, the bad, the ugly.
Visit agesofrock.com. Check out our social media and past episodes. And until next time, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.